Hi gems, welcome to my channel. My name is Tawana. Today we're doing a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So let's jump in. Gems, today we're starting your reading with Dream a Beautiful Dream. And it's so interesting. Before I jump into the reading, I'll just share something with you guys. I did a reading for you yesterday. And a lot of the cards that actually came out yesterday are the exact same cards that came out today. And it's just a reminder to me of trusting myself, because I just recently came back to YouTube after being gone for like a year, and I've done the Aries and the Taurus readings so far. And just the most interesting experiences have been happening to me after the readings, because I am very aware that I am not channeling in the way that I used to. And I probably don't read tarot in the way that I used to, or oracle cards, or just operate in ways that I used to, because I'm probably a completely different person than I was 1 year ago, if we're being honest. But because of my viewers, it's almost like I am so aware of that I restrict myself from being too out there, or getting weird, or just doing too much, because I feel like in my own personal life, like it gets a little weird. Like I can get weird, and that's just me being honest. And I usually would just share some of those experiences with just my personal circle of friends or whatever. There are certain things that I just wouldn't share publicly on the YouTube space. But what's been happening to me is that after those readings, the Aries and the Taurus readings, I have experienced the most uncomfortable thing. I would personally call it a haunting experience. And what I mean by that is every single thing that I felt guided to say, that I held myself back from saying in those readings, would like replay on a loop in my mind. And I feel like that's my guides holding me accountable for things that I should have said that I didn't say, because I constantly think of, you should have said this, you should have said that, you could have said this, you could have said that. And it feels like more extreme than just a thought. It feels like I'm being haunted, because even though I don't want to think about it, it's all I can think about. And it happened to me yesterday in the Gemini reading that I recorded, because there are things that I felt that I did not say because I didn't want to be too out there. And all of those same cards are back in the reading. And after that reading, I had the most intense headache. Again, that same haunting experience that I described. And now I'm just amused by that, because I know exactly why my guides are doing that. It's almost like I'm doing a disservice to myself by holding back what I feel guided to say, probably out of fear of how I am received. And I'm also doing a disservice to you guys, because I'm not expressing all of the things that may be useful to you. So this is me giving myself more grace, and also giving you guys more credit, because I have done lots of changes in the past year, but you guys probably have done lots of changes within yourself too. And I just have to trust that my audience can receive and are ready to receive whatever I'm channeling for them to receive. And if not, then it's simply a decision to part ways after that. And the right people who are meant to receive what I'm saying now will find me. So, okay, giving you guys more credit and giving myself more grace. Now, let's jump in. So, we are starting with Dream a Beautiful Dream, and this card talks about a manifestation, a vision of how we want something to be, and I feel like you have a vision of how you want something to be. I'm filming this in May, so you could be experiencing this energy in May, though I am trying to get away from timelines because I do feel like there are people who experience the energies in their own specific timeline. So while some Geminis may experience this in May, some may experience this in June. So whenever you're experiencing this, I feel like you have an idea of how you want something to be. You're very attached to a dream. You want it to be following this logical sequence of events, 1, 2, 3, and it's very important for you for it to look like that. This could be in reference to some kind of inheritance or a property or a business. But for some reason, I don't feel like things are going the way that you envision them to be. This could even be regarding a family situations because the 10 of Pentacles is here, and the 10 of Pentacles talks about family. It could talk about money, it could talk about a business, it could talk about family, just things that last the test of time, things that offer longevity. But I feel like it's almost like the dream is being swiped from you. The 7 of Swords just fell on the ground, but the dream is being swiped from you in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe you feel that way, like your dream is being swiped away from you, or the way you want your dream to be is being swiped away from you. The possibility of how you wanted it to play out is not materializing in the way that you want. We also have the 7 of Cups, clarified by the Temperance and the 5 of Pentacles. And I do feel like you're having to walk away from it. To me, it honestly feels like you're not even seeing things that clearly. Like you're seeing the dream how you want to see it, but you're not seeing beyond that, like the possibilities beyond that. And it's this could even be in regards to a connection or like some kind of relationship or connection or friendship or whatever it may be for you in the month of May. But I feel like you're finally like getting the clarity beyond how you want something to be or how you want something to look. Like it doesn't have to look how you want it to look for it to be okay. And the advice that I got for you when I pulled on the advice is forgiveness. Maybe this involves forgiving someone, maybe not for showing up in the way that you would like them to show up. Forgiveness for something not showing up in the way that you wanted to and I just got like maybe you have to forgive your guides for not bringing something to you in the way that you thought it would be brought to you. And then I got it's up to you, meaning to me it's saying like something can still happen, there are still possibilities. You just have to open your mind up to something else. Like you don't have control of every single detail of the manifestation. All right. It's like you're seeing things in a hazy way, and like spirit like wants to wipe off your glasses. You know, any glasses is like foggy when it's raining. They want you to like see things clearer, if that makes sense. All right. But of course, that is up to you because you can't be forced to see things clearer. That's a personal perspective that you have to embrace on your own. Okay, jumping into the next row, we have this card, Releasing Allegiances. And I just want to really show you this lady on this card because she's taking care of herself. Him or herself if you're a male watching this. And I feel like there's a specific connection that this is talking about. It's this Emperor came up yesterday as well. And this Emperor has been coming up in all of the readings so far. I think it came up, it came up in the Taurus reading. I'm not sure if it came up in the Aries reading. but I'm sure it came up in the Taurus reading. So if you have Taurus placements, go watch that, because I think it's like a tie-in to another part of the story, which is the Taurus reading is another part of the story. So if you do have those placements, go watch that. But this Emperor again is here, and I think this is actually how this person came up in the Taurus reading too. Very stressed, worried. There's something going on with this Emperor that is making him or her like freak out. And the Emperor in astrology, in tarot, the sign that's associated with the Emperor is Aries, but this person does not have to have Aries placements. Usually this person represents, or this archetype represents, the energetic signature of somebody who could be a father in their very strong masculine energy. It could be a business owner, it could be a father, it could be somebody who is very strong-willed, somebody who likes things their way. In their shadow side, they could be very domineering, they could be very stubborn, because that's what the Emperor has to be to sometimes rule his empire. So the Emperor can be operating in its light and it can be operating in its shadow as well, but it's a very strong personality. And I don't feel like this is you, but it could be you. So it's like this person is experiencing some stress, or you could be experiencing some stress with this person, because we have the 10 of Wands and we also have the 2 of Wands, and it's like Spirit is saying, Gemini, you have to put some of this down. Like, all of this is not yours to carry. If this connection with this person is too heavy, regardless of your ties to it or them, it is okay to take a step back and focus completely on yourself. Decenter the connection and prioritize you. And sometimes that includes releasing an allegiance to someone that you have and you may really care about. All right, so I do feel like this is you in your energy. Very factual, very matter of fact, know exactly what you're looking for, know exactly how to see the situation, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who, she has been hurt before and she's kind of like seen the go around. So this person has a lot of wisdom, and when you reach the point of the Queen of Swords, you're in a very tell it like it is energy, because you've seen what it is many times. So there's no fooling her, there's no tricking her. She is a very matter-of-fact person, and I feel like that's what Spirit is encouraging you to be if you're not already in that energy. So maybe you have a project that you're working on with this Emperor. It could be a father figure in your life. It could be your spouse. It could be somebody who holds some kind of place with you, because this is not going to be romantic for all of you. But the burden of this relationship and what you're doing together, it almost feels like it's become too much. And Spirit is like, you could just make another decision, right? Like, it's like you could simply just drop the burden and make another decision. Even if that includes doing something on your own, being on your own. Like, it doesn't have to be with this person. And sometimes releasing allegiances doesn't mean leaving the allegiance forever. Sometimes you have to leave someone where they are for that moment and tend to what is most important, which is you. And as you evolve, if that relationship evolves with you, then great. But if it doesn't evolve with you, then that's also fine. It's like you're being forced to remember the art of detachment, and detachment to a particular dream that you had of how something will play out with a particular person. I was reading something today and I found it so inspiring to me, because when you read just something, 2 sentences, it's just super small and it's so simple, but it just it's like a eureka moment to you. It said there's no wrong or right decision at any point. If you make a decision and you don't like the outcome, just make another one. And in my own life, that meant a lot to me because of what I was tying it to in my own experience, but it reminds me of this reading reminds me of that. But anyway, when I asked for the advice was no. And this card also came out in your reading yesterday. No with an exclamation point. And in this deck, there's also a no without an exclamation. So when this no comes out, it is a strong no. Spirit is also saying, take action, and there is something better. So to me, that's just confirmation. Like, if you're, let's just say you're working on a business, let's just say this is your boss, right? And you're working and collaborating with this person, but for some reason, like, it's just too stressful. Like, this situation is just too much for you. Like, you want to do something else. It's becoming too much to bear. Or let's just say this emperor is your spouse, and the relationship has become so stressful because you had a vision of how you wanted to do something with them or how something was going to play out with them, but now it's not really playing out in that way. And that, because you're tied to that, you're attached to that outcome, it's causing you immense stress. It's like, Gems, you could just, there's something else, like you're stressing your own self out. And not like I'm minimizing your stress, because you could be experiencing a lot of stress, but at any moment you could put that down. All right, further clarification on this. I got higher power, which always talks about divine timing, divine intervention. It says chop wood. So I'm feeling like this is something that you're doing together with somebody. Treasure Island, this could be in reference to some kind of, like this 10 of Pentacles. Maybe it's a home that you guys are doing together, or maybe it's like a project that you guys, or a business that you are building together. I don't know what you guys have going on in your personal lives. But then we have the Orphaned card. And the Orphaned card is very much finding your own way, finding your own footing. Further confirmation that, Geminis, you can do this by yourself. We will help you. We will help you to do this by yourself. You don't need somebody else to do this with you. We will help you. Even if it feels isolating or you feel stranded on your own, we will help you. We're here for you. All right. The last row that we have is listening for the truth. So you may feel like this situation isn't as clear, and it's almost like a reminder for you to trust your intuition. Like, everything is not clear, Gemini. If you don't feel confident, or if you feel a niggling feeling like things are off, or you're not being told the 100% truth, listen to that. And then we have the Two of Pentacles and the Moon, which feels like you're juggling a lot and feeling very uncertain while doing that. Like, you have a lot on your plate. I don't know if this is in what area of your life this is, but you may feel like you're juggling a lot, and maybe because you have to do something by yourself, you're just like, how am I going to do this by myself? This is so, like, there's so many gray areas. But here we go. In your isolation, in your soul searching, and if you're just willing to do something on your own, if you're just willing to bet on yourself and your own strength and your own willpower, that's when it's like, Spirit's like, and here's the opportunity, because we told you we'd help you. We told you we'd help you. So I don't know where you are on this continuum yet, or if you've gotten this. The Ace of Pentacles is sometimes, most of the times, like a material opportunity. So it could look like a new job. It could look like some money. It could look like something in the material, physical, 3D realm. But it feels like you're getting whatever this Ace of Pentacles is right on time. Like, right when you feel like you want to be on your own, by yourself, go off in solitude, go off in hermit mode, that's when you get this opportunity. And that's when you get what you need, and you realize that like spirit was with you the entire way. Like if you just bet on yourself, you are covered. All right, and we have the High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. I don't know why I said Six of Pentacles, but this talks about your intuition. And maybe your intuition, you're going through this and you're going off on this hermit journey because your intuition has been telling you something isn't right and I'm going to do something by myself. And boom, eureka, you were right. You were right all along. This is you finding more information, and as you find more information, you are able to affirm your intuition and move on and make progress with or without this person because you trusted yourself. And the advice for this is improving health. So the situation improves because you're willing to trust you and to trust your guides. And because your intuition is growing. It's almost like I feel like Geminis are going through this thing now as a group where they are learning the difference between trusting their intuition versus their anxiety. And it feels like that, like, I don't know if some of you are really like tapping into your like intuitive aspects of yourself or whatever. But if this reading feels to me like you are stepping into a very intuitive phase where you have to like balance what is my intuition and what is my anxiety, because sometimes you can get confused, and if you don't train yourself it can be a very confusing process, but you're learning that. And Spirit's like, yes, Gemini, it's like if you are going through this process on your own and you trusted yourself, like you get the rewards and you get the help that you need because you trusted us. All right, so here you go. The situation is improving. Whatever this has to do with, it will be improving if you're willing to go through all of this with or without a person and trust and bet on you. And Geminis, that is all I have for you today. That was a mouthful. I really hope you got some value from this. Let me know if this resonated with anybody in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.